One man now stands at the nerve center of India's military architecture, and his decisions could shape how India fights its next war. India has appointed Lieutenant General N.S. Raja Subramani as the new Chief of Defence Staff, the most powerful and the highest ranking position that exists in the Indian military. But why was this post even created? Because during the 1999 Kargil conflict, India realized something dangerous. The Army, Navy, and Air Force were not fully integrated. The Kargil Review Committee and later the Naresh Chandra Task Force pushed for one single military head to ensure better coordination and synergy. That became the post of Chief of Defence Staff in 2020. The CDS is the single point military advisor to the government, advising the Defence Minister on key defence matters. He also serves as the Secretary of the Department of Military Affairs, pushes military reforms, promotes jointness between the three services, optimizes defence spending, and drives the ambitious theaterization plan where unified theater-based commands fight together instead of separately. And don't forget, the CDS also heads the Strategic Forces Command and sits on the Executive Council of India's Nuclear Command Authority. So long story short, the CDS plays a pivotal role in India's nuclear deterrence architecture as well. India till date has seen three CDS appointments. First was General Bipin Rawat, seen as the architect of military integration. But unfortunately, he passed away while still in office in a tragic air crash. Second was General Anil Chauhan, who accelerated theatre command reforms. Now comes Raja Subramani, a Pakistan-China expert with deep operational experience in Kashmir, Northeast, and mountain warfare. But here's the debate nobody wants to talk about. All three CDS appointments have gone to the army officers. Earlier, the chairman of Chiefs of Staff Committee rotated between Army, Navy, and Air Force chiefs. But with the CDS system, the top military position has effectively stayed with the Army, raising concerns inside the Navy and especially the Air Force about balance and representation. Now, can you answer this question? Does the CDS exercise operational control over the armed forces? Let me know in the comments.